Hi, welcome back to Susan's Kitchen Corner, and today we're gonna make squash. This is an acorn squash. This is what it looks like, and sometimes they're green, sometimes they're go orange, sometimes I'll have like an orange on one side, green on the other side, multicolored squash. They're all edible. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna steam it, but we're gonna steam it a little bit different because usually they tell you to cut it in half, put it in the steamer basket, and then poke it when it's done. It's similar. We're going to make it a lot faster because remember, the smaller you make things, the smaller you chop whatever the vegetable is, the faster it cooks. So what we're going to need is we're going to need a steamer basket. I have two different types of steamer baskets. I have one with holes in it like this, and it fits right into the other pot like that. So if you're going to do it this way, you probably need about 3 cups of water in the bottom, because it's a lot smaller. And then we have the other way. Now if you have a different kind of steamer basket, this is just 2 examples. Now see how this one sets in? And you want to pour the water. Now 3 cups of water is going to spread out, so you want the water to come up the pan, but you don't want it to come up so far so when you're boiling it, it comes through and it gets onto the so probably about 2, let's still say 3 cups of water. But the thing is, when you steam stuff, you always want to check it, like take a spoon, pull this back and go, does that look like it's run off? It's okay to add cold water to a steaming basket. Let me get a lid, show you. Oh, I don't have my clear lids. Okay, it's going to be this lid. I like to use my clear lids, but, let the steam off, and then pour the water in here. Of course, it's going to stop boiling, and then it'll cool down, and then start boiling up, and then we'll be on our way. So, we're going to need an acorn squash, a knife, and what we're going to do is we're going to take the bottom and the top off. So let me cut it. That's kind of hard, but you can do it. So we're not going to cut it lengthwise. We're just going to take the bottom and the top off. So see what we did? Like that, and then vegetable peeler. That's what we're going to need. Here's other things we're going to need too. Our handy dandy tablespoon. Make sure yours is sturdy. If you have a plastic one, it's not going to work. If you have a metal one, it will work. Or a real big tablespoon. Now, you don't have to go out and buy this, but I just happen to have one of these. This is an avocado slicer, where you cut the avocado in half and you take the seed out and you make perfect little things. But for some reason, this other end is better for scooping out the seeds in a squash than it is for pulling out the seed. So let's peel our, so set it right here, just peel the skin off. Because yes, I'm using the technique, the patented sawing technique, because it's getting a little dull. And when you cut this in half and you set it in here, right, you set it in the pan, it gets soft, and you pull it out. What are you doing? You have to get the skin off, or you're scraping it out. And what's happening is basically you're losing all the see how little you're losing? You're losing that much. And then when you have it done and you're scraping it out, you're losing a massive amounts of the squash. And I never liked that, because I want to use all of the squash. I don't want to be scraping it out. So peel it first. And yes, we are gonna chop it in half to get the seeds out. But I just like to leave it whole, so when you peel it, so that way you're not dealing with a half of a squash. And when it's half, see, I can hold it in my hand, and lost some of it, in my hand and peel it. as if it was cut in half, it'd be a little bit more difficult because it is a little bit slippery. So we almost got it all the way. While we're doing that, I'm going to use this one right here. We're not going to use that one. And we're going to get that boiling. Wrong one. There we go. So it's boiling. And you can do this with any type of squash. Acorn, well, spaghetti squash is a little bit different because, you know, you want to cook it and then you fluff it. So we got peel now. Let's cut it in half. There's all the seeds. Get a small bowl. I'm making a mess. Or a small little right here. Get in here. Let me come closer so you can see this. And watch this. Look at that. I mean, it just really, look how easy that is. So, whoever made this, you got the right idea. You should also make one for squashes, because that's, just get rid of this part right here and just have this part, and you'll probably make $1 million off it. And that's just the way it is, because nowadays people steal other people's ideas. And there's no way I can come out with my idea, so have at it. And another thing, I mean, I love this thing. This is great. Pumpkins. Come on, people. You want to carve your pumpkins. This is the ultimate pumpkin. Not carve the faces in, but scoop out all this stuff. This is awesome. Okay, so now we got that scooped out, which was incredibly easy. If you can see, we got this. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut it. So as you can see, we cut it like this. Now it almost looks like cantaloupe. Isn't that funny? So we cut it like that. Now we're going to set it sideways, and we're going to make it into little squares. Like that, see? Nothing to it. And this way, when you're eating it, you don't have to deal with the skin. It cooks faster. The seed gets in there, that's okay. I use my vegetable peeler a lot in cooking because there's so many things that, you know, if you don't peel the skin off, you waste a lot. And I make something called tattoo. I have a recipe on the internet with it, and squash, any type of squash is awesome to make that with. I'm probably going to do a squash recipe using tattoo. Sounds weird, tastes delicious. You can use bananas, overripe bananas, because, you know, if you have bananas you don't know what to do with them. Squash, taro, there's many things you can use, but those are all other videos. So okay, now the fun part. I'm not going to subject you to the whole cooking of this, because this has to boil. Gee whiz. But what you're going to do is you're going to bring this to a boil, and you're going to let it boil, and you're going to put a lid on it, because I don't have a lid on it, and stick that lid on it, bring it to a boil, and watch it. Remember, always turn the lid. Always turn the lid like this when you're checking it, because all that steam's going to come out and you don't want to burn yourself. Take, not that one, but take a sharp knife like this, stick it with your knife, and when it's done, it will stick all the way through real nice. And even if you want, take this piece, right, it's not done, but take it over when it's done, take it on a knife, hold it under cold water so you don't burn yourself. bite into it a little bit and say, is that the tenderness I wanted at? Is it too soft? You know, if it's too soft, it's overcooked. But, you know, remember, always taste your food while you're cooking it so you know what's going on. Because if I just put this on, let it boil, it will turn to mush. It'll overcook, and then you'll have really bad tasting, you know, anything overcooked like cauliflower or broccoli. Gets past that point. Now, if you like it that way, that's perfectly fine. You know, you can leave this on here for an hour if you want, but I suggest you don't. So this is how to cook squash, and with your tablespoon, if you happen to have one, it works just as well, but make sure it's a little sturdy because some of the cheaper tablespoons tend to bend a lot. So that's just if you don't have one of these hot rod, very expensive. I don't know how I got this, but I do. But it works. Have things appear and disappear, but that's another story. Let's see what else. If you're going to serve this on a plate, it goes well with, if you want, a little dab of butter, some brown sugar is good. But you can do a wide range of things with that, and that could possibly be another video too. This is my 100th video. Wow! So I hope you enjoyed my 100th video, and I'm kind of shocked that I have 100 videos now, but I'm still going, and if you're out there and you're still watching, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Putting up with my quirkiness, which is me. Toodles.